Good morning. Today we are going to be practicing our push-ups. So, for today, we are going to be doing Standard 1. Physically literate individual demonstrates competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns. So, because it is push-ups, the student will be able to perform push-ups with the correct form, regular or modified most of the time. So these are the two things that we're looking for. We're measuring Standard 1, and we are looking to make sure the student is able to perform the push-up either with the modified or a regular position most of the time. During this lesson, there will be a few tools that I'll be utilizing in order for me to best serve my student. So, for their sake, we're going to be using visual aids. I have a picture or a couple of pictures, YouTube videos. So the laptop is going to be involved, also a tool that we're going to be utilizing. But on there, we're going to have a YouTube clip of either myself performing the push-up or just a standard YouTube with a push-up. And the last one is the chart, as you see below. We have the student's name. We're going to give them 3 attempts to try out the push-ups. Each attempt we're going to go for 10 push-ups for the student to try their best to get all 10 in the right form. And for my sake, the informal, which I know we're not measuring, but my teacher observation will be the reason I'll also be able to decipher between a correct form push-up and a not correct form push-up. As the teacher, what I am looking for from those that are performing the push-up is to make sure that their arms are right at their shoulders rather than a little bit further or a little bit more in. I'm looking for their bodies to be straight, no leaning towards the floor or butt up in the air. And I'm looking to see if they're able to perform the 10 without compensating or just trying to force the 10 by breaking form. So 10 straight push-ups without any break of form, or just speed is controlled. That way we're not rushing through it, so that not only are you feeling the exercise more, but you are showing that you can control your body throughout those 10. For this part of my lesson, this would actually be part of a station rather than just an entire lesson dedicated to just one exercise. So usually what I would do is about 6 stations, and every other station would have something to do with the muscle group we are working with tonight. Since push-ups has to do with chest, I would have another section where maybe I have the cables out and do a little cable flies with the children. And then a few exercises of just stretching out those muscles, and endurance exercises like jumping jacks or something to get their heart rate going. But push-ups would be one part of this lesson rather than the entire lesson dedicated to it. So I would sprinkle it in with things that they've already worked with. So mostly endurance exercises. They would have done jumping jacks, running in place, and exercises close to that. So that would be the main focus. That the push-up station would be the main focus, but those other stations where they already know what's going on, they would be included with this lesson. So here would be the checklist where the student would be able to not only show the amount of reps they've gotten, but the second one in the quotes or in the parentheses is the one that says how many they did with the correct form. So as you see that Nikki L got 10 push-ups in, and out of those 10, all 10 of them were in the correct form. Now let's say in the second attempt he did get to 10, but 7 of them were from the correct form, and then the last 3 he started breaking form. That's how we would write it down to make sure that the student understands not only that they got the 10 push-ups, but of those 10, which of them was the correct form. So as you see, there's more than one student on this checklist. Right now we're focused on just one. And the way we would do this is we would have partners up. The student would count for their friend, and then they would decide how many of those push-ups they felt were the correct form. And if there was a dispute, well, on the 3rd attempt, I would come around as the teacher and look, and I would make my own decision for it. So now, looking at the scores here, we notice that the first attempt that Nikki L got 10 out of 10 with the 10 push-ups being completed and all 10 of them doing the correct form. The second attempt, we see that he fell off 3, so we would say that 7 out of 10 he did correct, even though he did get the 10 push-ups, 3 of them were incorrect. And then he bounced back in attempt 3, went back to his original form, 10 out of 10. So it would be 27 out of 30, which when you break it down is 9 out of 10. So we would grade this a 90% effort today, which on a scale of 1 to 4, we'd put that at about 3.5.